Hi crafters, this is Raquel with Paints and Glitter and I welcome you to my channel. Today I'm coming along with the Enchanted Dwellings die set from Tonic Studios. This is a beautiful collection specifically for Cyber Week. So this is going to be a wonderful addition to your gift making this season. And what I've done is that I've put together all three of the little dwellings that you can make. There is this very small little fairy house, and this is about 3 3/4 inches in diameter at the base, so it does have 8 sides to this darling little box, and it's very easy to put together. I'm going to be splitting the tutorials to make them a little bit shorter for you to watch. That way you can pick and choose which one you want to make first. This is the darling little teapot. I mean, how cute is that? As you can tell, there are florals and all sorts of details that you can add to these. Be sure to check out this die set. I will have links in the description bar of my videos so that if you want to pick this up, you can run on over to Tonic Studios, whether it be US or UK. Feel free to leave comments below. If you're new, do subscribe for my tutorials. I'll have plenty more, and I just want to go ahead and apologize ahead of time for my voice. I do happen to be very sick at the moment. However, I didn't want to miss out in sharing with you this absolutely darling collection. I think it's going to be a favorite. They are not difficult to put together. They're wonderful for gift giving or for decorating for special events. And by the way, this opens up like this also. So I welcome you to watch my tutorials, and as I always say, I do hope that they inspire you to create. We're gonna now make the small fairy house. So for the side of the box, you can cut out 8 pieces with the die that is shaped like this. I'm using the Frosted Rose collection. Once again, for the roof of the house, you can cut out 8 pieces that look like this. You can cut out 2 of the larger octagons for the roof, and then 8 pieces that look like this for the actual lid. Now, the instructions in the die set say to cut out 1. That is an error. You do need 8. You also need 2 octagons that have the aperture, so use the 2 octagon dies included to create this, and then use only the largest one to create the base. I've cut mine out twice, and that's because I like a nice sturdy box. Then you can decorate it as you like, but let's go ahead and start with the structure. For the roof, go ahead and fold all of the tabs here at the top of this triangle shape, because this is going to adhere to the octagon, hence the need of 8 pieces. So you can start there, grab one of these, and start adhering these along the edges. So it should match exactly. And you're going to, of course, repeat this 8 times around, so you can place them as you're comfortable. I meant to mention that you do need to shape these, so my apologies. I should have done this first. So go ahead and shape these before you start adhering them to the sides of that octagon, and that's with a simple swipe of that paper creaser along that smooth edge, and that's going to get this into the shape that you'll need. You can also start folding over these small semicircular tabs to get yourself started. So you can do all of this before you start adhering them to the base octagon there for the roof. So you can do this rather quickly. Just make sure you're following along that score line that's created with the die so that you don't accidentally fold these too far back. So you can do it on the ones that are already adhered if you already started, and I can manipulate these with my fingers as well, so it's however you're comfortable, but the tool does really come in handy if you have one, so that way you can very easily shape the paper without getting any creases. So again, you're going to match these up with that edge, the little tab that's created on that paper. When you've adhered all 8 sides, you can then supplement that with another octagon to make sure that you cover all of those tabs and also get a nice sturdy lid. So be sure to follow the score lines, and you'll be able to see them quite clearly. And you can burnish that in place. Once that's stuck there, you can start flipping this over and now start matching the edges of the adjacent panels to the semicircular tabs here. Just add your little drop of adhesive here. And don't worry about the rectangular tabs. They'll fall into place. Just make sure that you're following that edge, applying pressure onto those tabs, and gently walking your way from the center all the way to the end of these panels. You want to make sure that at the end here, it's nice and even all the way to the end there. So just apply gentle pressure to that paper. If you're using this double-sided cardstock, it's not as heavy as other papers. I believe the classic card from Tonic Studios is a little bit heavier. There'll be a little bit of a difference there. Again, making sure that you're applying adhesive to each one of those tabs. Position your paper where you need it. Once you've completed adhering all of these, then you can take one of your octagons with the aperture in the center that you would have cut and place it right inside. And I do recommend the heavier cardstock for this. So I have used a 110-pound card. And I'm going to start folding these over right along the score line, because they're going to adhere right onto that octagon. And it looks like I need to add a little bit more adhesive here. It's a good time to fix any little errors or items that you may have left unglued there. Okay, so make sure that these are now prepared to adhere onto that octagon. Pull up that octagon to meet the edge of each one. So they should fit exactly. This is going to give you a nice, precise, and clean finish to your box lid. Once you have applied those, now you can take these pieces and they're going to match the edge of your box lid here. They also have a little side tab. These are going to adhere to the adjacent tab that you're going to place on your box here. So get all of those folded. But these are going to adhere on the perimeter here. So I like to apply the adhesive on the actual base first. And then you're going to match these up with that edge, making sure they don't overlap. You now have the smaller tabs to adhere. Don't forget that if these tips are useful to you and you enjoy paper crafting, if this channel is useful to you, then give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. I do invite you to always come back and check future videos. I share 3D crafting as well as card making and memory book making on this channel. So if those topics appeal to you, then be sure to become part of this very small little channel here. And you're always welcome. You will notice if you hold the paper like that you're going to get a really nice, precise edge on that lip there. And that's going to come in handy when you construct your little gift box here. It's really nice when it all looks nice and clean and precise. Then you're going to take your next octagon, and this is going to adhere on top of that edge. So make sure you feed this in here gently. So I'm going to apply some adhesive here. Kind of sneak it in, if you will. And just find that this way I won't get adhesive where I don't want it. Push it down a little bit so it doesn't fall off. Be sure to push it down all the way and apply pressure so that it meets that edge. Okay, so this is the lid now complete. And of course you can decorate this however you like. And we're going to be able to apply little polka dots to it with the little dies that do cut those out if you would like to. And I know that I have a floral design here, but this is meant to be whimsical. So don't forget that you can have loads of fun. I've cut mine out in 3 different colors here, as you can tell. And depending on how many you want to fit on each one of these, you could just have a little bit of fun here. So here I've decorated the lid with the little polka dots that I had mentioned that you can cut out. And I also absolutely love this shape that you can cut out with the die included. That really beautiful little scalloped edge is just so darling. So I've gone ahead and added that to the edge on the bottom here as well. I just thought it gave it that special little touch. Now for the base of this, we're also going to take the paper creaser and once again crease the paper in the opposite fashion. So instead of curving the paper out, it'll curve in a little bit. This is just to get it used to taking on that shape. And I like to score it just along the smooth edge. Nothing complicated. This is double-sided paper, so it's absolutely darling. We can also take each one of these little panels and just fold along the very bottom tab here. Now that these are all folded, we're going to take the widest tab at the bottom and adhere it, just butting it up to the edge of the largest octagon here. So you can place the paper pretty side down. I know it looks a little bit odd in this case because it's double-sided, but it's up to you which color you want. Once you've adhered all 8 of the panels, you can cover that up on the inside with a second octagon. I'm also using the heavyweight card here, just a smooth white card so that the base of this box is nice and sturdy. Should meet all of the edges very nicely. And you can, of course, burnish this. Once this is dry, you can then start adhering the edge pieces. So you're going to find that the bottom pieces are a different angle than the rounded. So be sure to adhere all of the bottom tabs first, all the way around. And then just pay attention to that curve. It's going to be slight, but it should be noticeable compared to the other edge. So be sure to hold that together until it's completely dry. And don't pay any mind to the top tabs, not just yet. Once all of your side panels are adhered, now you can go ahead and also adhere the topmost layer here. And this applicator also makes things a little bit faster because you can really focus on the placement of your adhesive. So make sure you meet the angles here all the way to the top for a nice clean edge. And shouldn't overlap. So that should be fairly easy. That completes the bottom portion, and then of course this should now match with the top, so that you can close this box. I'm going to add a little door to my little fairy house here. So I have a piece of pink cardstock I've cut out with a little magnet behind it. That magnet is going to face the wall here of that box. I have another layer, and I'm going to face it pretty side down, right on top. And I'm going to place the opposing magnet right on top of this. Make sure that it sticks, and I'm going to line these up as best as I can. And then I'm going to tack that down with a piece of Craft Perfect double-sided tissue tape. That's what I'm using there. I can now remove this white door. I'm going to adhere the pink one onto that one there, but I want to have a hinge for the front door. So what I'm going to do is apply my hinge here, and that's going to have the fold line facing the outside of the door. Placing that pink door right on top, making sure that that hinge goes all the way to the bottom edge. Back there. I'm going to now remove the liner of this adhesive. Line that up as best as I can. I'm going to apply adhesive to this. Fold over that hinge. Apply another little bead of adhesive because I want to cover that with the front door. Just make sure that's nice and lined up. This is going to go right on the top. Sure that's nice and neat. Apply adhesive to the entire back of this door. And this can go on the front of this little house. And there is a curve on here. So actually I'm going to move it up. Aside from the door, there are also little windows that you can create with the dies included. And you can add those around as you like. So I've got foam adhesive here, little foam squares from Tonic Studios. They make it really easy to apply. And you do need 2 dies to create the outer frame of these little windows. The one feeds right into the other, but the circular dies are what you would use to cut out, for instance, that blue cashmere paper. So there's that. And I've got these that can go all the way around. And I've cut these out of a pearlescent mint colored cardstock, which I think is really pretty. So I think I'm going to only apply adhesive on the 2 ends here. And this will allow me to curve this a little bit more, which is the look that I'm going for here. Okay, so this concludes this tutorial. I do hope that you have enjoyed crafting along with me, making this adorable little fairy house. I think it is just so, so cute. And oh, it looks like I have to replace my little butterfly there. But this has been a lot of fun. This kit of dies or collection, I think, is soon to be a favorite of many, many crafters. If you want to get your hands on this, I would not wait. They've been quite popular already. So by the time this video goes out, a lot of the stock has already been sold, and I know this because there was an update. So I have, of course, tutorials for the other 2. I've tried to keep them separate just to make it easier for you. And don't forget that if you share or use my affiliate links, it helps to support my channel. I will be very, very grateful to you if you do so. And as I always say, I do hope that you can be inspired and be blessed, and be sure to watch the other tutorials.